Hey there, nice that you're watching. I hope you guys had a very good week. I hope it went fast. I hope it went without too much of trouble. It is Friday, that means it is weekend, and I'm going to do two episodes, one for today and one for tomorrow. We're going to do some building episodes in this case, and what I want to do for today is we're going to not only try to finish off this house, but we're also going to place down some new workbenches down here and check out some of the new stuff that I might unlock there. Now for tomorrow, what I would like to do is build a very large exploration ship with enough storage, of course, and who knows what else we can build on it. We just have to see. Now, I have also gotten a lot of tips and tricks throughout the week, a lot of nice comments, so thank you guys a lot for that. I really like to read the comments, I really like to reply on all of the comments. I also got a couple of things to show you. Now, I just need to get a little bit into it, but I also got a couple of hotkeys, which I kinda learned throughout this week with the Discord. Maybe I got something from tips and tricks. Sooner or later it's gonna get dark, but let me just show you something. Now, if we want to have a roof made out of hay, let me just make it daytime if you would. Might be a weird cut. Anyways, if you want to make like a roof out of hay, you're going to need to have hay, right? Seems logic. And the thing that you could do when you're new with Ylands is search for hay. And hay looks like these brown grass type of deals, which take a bit of time to find, and or if you see one, it says hay, you grab it, you got one hay. But let's take a look at the building blocks and then go to straw, because hay is straw. Okay, so this little block here costs 1 hay. Now this is a 1 by 1 by 1. Now if you have a very large roof you want to fill up with hay, or you got multiply roof parts made out of hay, it's going to take you a very long time to get enough hay if you want to search for it, right? Another thing that you could do in order to make hay is to just take a bunch of grass, right? And you put the grass into your hands. Then you lit up a campfire, right? Just like that. And then you press V and place a piece of grass near a campfire. And as you can see, if it's close enough to the campfire, it will become a little steamy. And over time, it will just change into hay. Just like that. Now the thing here is, if you need to do this one by one and you need a couple thousand pieces of hay, it's gonna take a very long time. So I went to the Discord and I said, yo guys, is there a way to just, drop everything? Now the first comment that I was getting is, yes, why don't you just hold Control, press the left mouse button, and there you go. You can now place a whole stack in once. See, pick up all. If this changed into hay, you got 100 hay. Now another person said you can press X, but you have to be careful with that. If I press X right now, it will just randomly drop it somewhere. But just go to V, hold Control, click your left mouse button, and there you go. So in this way, you can make a lot of hay real quick. I wish I knew it earlier, because I've been doing a couple of hundreds of hay things already. Then I was like, it should be quicker. First I was thinking like I need to make like some kind of a chimney and then try to drop the hay from the grass from the sky down onto the campfire. And no. This is a lot better. I got in here a lot of hay, which is very good. We're going to need all of it, so let's take it all. Now, there is also, for the people wondering, like, okay, if I need just, 4 hay for whatever reason, how do I get 4 hay? Because it's like stack per stack, right? So if you hold Control plus the mouse, in this case you need to, do the right mouse button instead of the left mouse button, then you can choose like how much you want to have or, put down in here. It's very nice. Now, if you would like to split a stack, click on it and hold it, and then it will automatically, put this menu up, And you can split some stacks. I just wanted to, you know, for the new people, just show this, and don't leave your hay for too long because it will turn into ash. Also another tip. Anyhow, that is enough about that. So before we start doing anything right down here, I just want to show you from the last episode. I said I would, you know, empty out the ship, so I went emptying out the ship. I placed a few certain items in the front of the chest, so I kind of know what is in there. Because I noticed that... Oh, I get a little bit air stuck in my throat. So I noticed that there isn't really a handy way to let yourself know what is in the chest, right? You can either do it by coloring a chest or place some items at it or in it or on it. So here I got bamboo. I know there is wood in there. There's some grass. I know it is grass, hay, and ropes should be in here, etc. That counts for all of these. Now I've also been, you know, changing these chests there, which were, I believe, leather with wood or whatever. You know, the bamboo are way larger, so I just changed it. It might look less of fun, but if I need to choose between space and looking nice, then I'd rather have space for the ship. We're gonna build another ship tomorrow anyways, and I just have to see what I will do. And I've also been thinking, like, how do I want to build stuff in this game? Why do I want to build some stuff? And the thing here is, I built this building right down here, and I noticed already, this is not going to be enough anyways. And I have also seen in the last map, we had like a few couple of rocks sticking out of the water, and I was like, oh, I can build something super nice there. So what I have in mind, we're just going to finish this thing off, and we're going to do some more exploration. I will see if I can make the exploration a bit more interesting than the last episode. We're going to try and find a spot where we can build like a city type of deal. A city, you know, which I mean with that, I don't want to make it too realistic. I don't want to build like gigantic road networking, you know, because I'm going to build a car in the future. I just want to have a city that looks cozy but practical. And I think I'm going to use an idea of someone on Discord. He make like... he give every building a reason. So if there is like a, you know, you need food. And for food, you can make like a bakery or a little supermarket. We can make clothing stores. We can make like a lumber yard. Stuff like that. I think that is way more cooler. But I've also been thinking it might also be fun to just, you know, build some stuff elsewhere. So for example, which in this case we're now just going to build meanwhile. Let me just see. I think this one. Yes. So... build stuff, yeah. So for an example, we have those two rocks, right? And I'm like, you know, why wouldn't it be fun to just make like some kind of a pirate outpost? And you know, building is gonna be a big part onto this channel. I'm like, why not? You know, find certain reasons to build some nice stuff besides trying to build like a practical base. So this is going to be a flat roof. I do want to have something stick out. Because, you know, or else it looks too flat if you would, with the wall coming up and then right away going into the roof. It's not doesn't look very nice. I need to learn and I could, you know, take some tips and tricks from you guys. I need to learn to make things look interesting. Lesser boxy, and try to combine certain pieces. I've learned a lot over time, but I can always learn more, right? If I look at people's work, which I really like, you can, by the way, if you haven't been joining Ylands Discord, maybe I'll make an own section in my own Discord. You can share screenshots, and when people share screenshots, I always see something interesting. Like, you don't have to be a super builder in order to have something interesting. Like, some people might be, well, let me just say, very bad at building, but they still have sometimes something interesting. Like, hey, I have never seen that before. You know, something like that. So yeah, this is just gonna be an outpost. Nothing too much interesting, just for the basics. And then elsewhere we're gonna build like this city, village, something special, something unique. I want to try and see if I can, use pieces on a unique way. Which I mean, basically, also, like, why wouldn't I use, and this is something that I, kind of learn from Minecraft builders, that why wouldn't you use pieces for other things? Like, this is hay, and hay gets used a lot for, roofs. Maybe for put in a stable with horses, okay. It looks strange, but combining certain pieces together, which you normally don't use for a wall, can look very interesting, right? Now, what I want to use is the lesser steep type of deal, and see if I can kind of use that. I'm first going to need, like, you got this one is very steep, and then you're supposed to have, and this is a little bit of thing you need to see and figure that out. Like this, it's longer, it looks like it, but it's less steep. That is the right pronouncing for that. This might not look 100% what I had in mind. It was a lot bigger though, but it's becoming something. And with the other building, I would like to have like more of a sloped type of roof, but I also would like to do certain things with the windows. Now, I have also noticed that, well, it's maybe obvious, but I don't have everything just yet. And on the tutorial island, we had something. It's like little planks or sticks, and it's made on such a way that it has like diamond shapes within. And you just put that against the wall. That it doesn't look too bad, but stuff like that. Like, I'm asking myself, what can I do in order to make it just a little bit more, like, it has very sharp edges. If a bird is flying around and just, bash his head against the sharp edge, he will lose his head. And if we just make something just underneath the sharp edge, he will just bash his head, but he will keep his head. Maybe some nonsense what I'm saying here, but you get the deal here. Now I'm wondering, where the heck did I let my stuff, So it's gonna be handy when building a ship to have some chests, which I do not touch when dumping stuff. Like, where are my tools? I remember I took them off and to generate more space. Generate more space, to get more space in my inventory. Okay, I lost my shovels, I lost my glass pipe, I lost so much stuff, like, it is incredible. Now, just for the sake of it, I would like to do something, right? Just for the test. Let's just take this empty chest, place 200, well, let's place 23 sticks in there, right? And then what I'm gonna do, which I can do with hay, I'm gonna remove this chest. It will drop the stuff that is in there. I don't see anything lying around here. Can you please go up? It's scary. Whoa, hold on there. Just pause this freaking video. Did I really just not see the stuff laying there? I'm just editing this video and I was like, really? Didn't I see that? There's like a shovel laying here. And that is all. Is there nothing more? Well, anyhow, I think the rest of the stuff just disappeared into the nothing. Let me see how this looks. The only thing that I do not understand of this block is what is that light spot on it, It doesn't have it here. Well, then my choice is made. It's like that. So this gives it, some nice line there. It's not like sharp, like without, Now I'm only thinking, is there a hotkey to say, okay, I press one hay and press the hotkey and then it will transfer all of the stacks of hay to the other side? I'm gonna ask it in the Discord, and then you will hear it for the Saturday's episode. Now, of course, for this type of roof, I want to go with something more sloped rather than the other one. I wish these pieces could be like larger, like the same thing but more longer, you know. So let's just place one out here and press other mouse button and try to get this one right out here. Let it stick out 2 pieces, and then this one needs to be like that, and it's like that, and up and up, 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 up. No automatic system just yet. Then we need to kind of end up right here, but this might be a little too high, so I could also say like until a certain point, and then just yeah, get it flat. Like, how am I gonna get it higher? I think I did it once, but I never figured out what next. What am I doing here? I'm just pressing left, right type of deal. Huh, okay. And then we have reached the top of the roof. That worked out pretty quick, but why is it not? What am I doing wrong here? You know? Well, I guess it was just my eye. Yeah, this is just perfect. This is absolutely perfect. Oh, like I said before, place one here, place one out there, and just spam it. There we go. One too much. Beautiful. Now, sometimes I can also correct myself. Maybe I didn't even need to do that. Because if I would do this, then that, it works the same. So I don't need an extra piece for that. That was kind of good indeed. Okay, now of course, doing the whole roof on, on camera is gonna be a massive amount of work. And I think I kind of know for sure that I will run out of hay sooner or later. So we just might build like a part, piece, and then, I have to, do anything else off camera. And I want to make like the front porch together at least. I'm also not quite sure how I will end up with the clay though. Okay, that's perfect. Now rotate, put it forward, place it up. Now the top of that is maybe not gonna work. Oh, it does. And now it is just a matter of puzzling as much as possible. So in this case, you want to try to use the biggest pieces available first, and then at the end use the tiny pieces. Perfect. I believe down here we can also add another one. Having a large roof like this isn't too bad. Like, we got a whole part of wall that we can fill up with decoration type of deal. And yes, this is the room where I want to have my trophies. I want to have the bed, clothing, maybe tools might be handy. And yeah, down here will be the raw resources, and down here will be magic, ocean brewing. It will be fine. Definitely see what that is. Oh, okay. There we go. It's all fixed up. Alright, where was I? So then this guy will be right there, and then let's place this guy right down there. But then you'll be like, hey, maybe you should rotate it. The point here is for certain blocks, I don't really see a difference. Okay, okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah, they need to sort certain things out just a little bit, I think. Like certain blocks look just a little bit different than other blocks. Alright, what do you think of that? That looks, it looks nice. It doesn't look like too much blocky. It looks different from left and right. That's very nice. Okay, but of course this is not it. Now, I have been saying I would like to keep this tree here, right? but I'm seeing a lot of brown around in this area. Not really like color, and I would like to make something in the porch. Now, I'm gonna ask you guys, should I keep this tree and maybe try to put something in it, or maybe you have suggestions for something, but keep in mind the tree is wobbling, so it might look weird when I put stuff in there that is actually stuck in the sky, and then you see it's moving, but the other stuff isn't moving with it. Or should I remove that tree and place one of these guys at the front? Just let me know. Personally, I think something colorful like that would fit here. Or, you know, something like that red thing there. Something smaller, maybe a small sakura tree. Okay, that seems to be a kind of an okay start there. Now, there should be smaller blocks for that. Tiny pieces between in. It looks quite different though from that one. Ah, yes, perfect. Okay, then I just have to find one with one. Is it? Oh, I know why. I definitely know why. And this is something in the future that I'm going to need to keep in mind, because, you know, it's a door of three is nice, but if you ain't careful, it can cause a lot of trouble. Like, what I would like to do, you know, is actually do something like that. But this might be, you know, too high if I want to have an inclined roof on it. Now what I can do is just stand here and yeah. Let me just try to do one with two. Just like that, and then see what is the height. I might just, you know, fit one in there. It's okay. It's okay. It's not gonna be my prettiest work, but yeah, at least I can walk underneath into the door, and you know, we could fix something that the rain could go down. In this case, to, you know, make it not like go silly high, we could actually use these blocks, but then I might find it ugly to have this sharp edge again, and if I place another block on the front of it, it might look too much. Right, how about that? You know, I think that would be a nice start. Of course, this doesn't end up perfectly over there, but there are ways to do things. First of all, I need to just remove this guy and just place like a beam on top of the beam in order to fill it up. And another thing, there's like this little gap between the wall and the piece of roof. I could just, now in this case it wouldn't be too much work to just, you know, get a whole row of these things out here. You know, just click a few hundred times and then yeah, something like that. You know, all honesty, on a stick, of course it is way too thick though, and you cannot have everything in the game, I guess. The only thing that I'm gonna do, or need to do right now, just to, you know, give it a small finishing touchy, is have two of these beams go towards the wall. Just like that, and then a tiny one between in, just like that. Front porch. Beautiful, ain't it? Of course, you can keep you need to keep in mind, you can paint stuff, you can colorize stuff with flowers, you can make it as beautiful as you want, you can hang stuff up from the ceiling. This is just very, very bold. Now, another thing that I would just like to do real quick, and then we get to the new or different workbenches. I would like to see for some fences. Now, of course, we're going to need to, you know, use some nails for it, because or else it's not going to work out. Now, we could do this, which I don't need any nails for, or we can do this, which I do need nails for. What is the difference, right? That is the difference. I see. Okay, it makes a lot of sense. How about this guy? Perfect. Now, if you would know like a nice color to use, then let me know. You know, we could make like all the poles and beams and stuff like maybe a certain green, and then like the fence like a white, and keep the ground like brown, or maybe make it even a dark brown. Oh, that might be why it didn't look well, because it was like this and not like that. But you know what? Let's just use this one for right down here. It is fine. Wow, it starts to become something already, alright? Beautiful, I like it. I hope you do like it too. If not, then just, you know, give me your critic. If something is bad, just say, yo, it looks bad. I can handle. A lot of people would call it, you know, like complaining or negative stuff. But bad critic is good critic, alright? You know, if people say, okay, that looks nice, what can you do with it? Maybe looks very nice. But when people say this isn't nice, or maybe you should use a different color, or you know, yeah, it is positive. And yet then again, I could have just used straight away like white stuff, but this looks more like something that I should have been used right down here. A lot of planting will fill in the job a lot more. Let's just take a look at certain workstations. Now this is a stove. And I can imagine a stove is actually made for the food. It's going to be needed too at some point. Now for the stove, I'm just going to need to have 10 pieces. Let's just place this guy right here in the corner. Yeah, here I can do some... Oh, that looks... Oh, I thought it looked like a little boat. Sea slug soup. Alright, next onto the list. A pigeon post is for those vendor banners. I just have to see. I'm not gonna place this in here, of course. I believe Michael Albertin, he actually did an experiment placing. Well, he told me he placed one of these on his ship, then placed a banner on his ship to see if the vendors will, you know, stay on the ship. But they don't. They just go onto the land. So it's a shame. Because how fun would it be to just sail along with some vendors on the ship? Okay, we need to have that thing that costs 5 logs with it. Now, what is this actually? A paper press? Now I can imagine we don't. Well, I think we don't use this too much, right? I could be very wrong though. But in this case, let's place this guy right out there in the corner. Now let's check. We can make paper. Okay. We have a locksmith table. Ooh, I can imagine this thing will do a lot of fun stuff. Yeah, but I'm going to need to have a vise. And a vise is... Oh, here we go. I need coal. I need a foundry. Now I believe this, yep, is a foundry. And for the furnace lining, sand, and need to be done in a... stuff. I need 2 of these. Now I wish I could just go back without, you know, losing this page here. Back in as in this type of deal. I'm going to need to have 20 furnace lining, and I'm going to have 1 casting mold. Oh, that is funny. I already got the stove right out here. Can I just grab this and then... Okay, I can. Well, I can, you know, I'm holding my W button and I'm getting stuck. But if I press it twice, then, you know, it is fine, it is fine. I'm actually wondering, can I put make from the sandstone chunk sand? Doesn't seem like. Maybe if I go like this and then break. Oh, I'm getting 5 pieces. Well, yep. If you hold your control before you click on break, you can break them all. Look at that. And the last one, beautiful. I got almost 1,000 sand. So I needed something in here, right? I think I needed like 20 of those. And yep, we can. Craft 20, eat, ignite. Okay, and I also needed something from this. I believe it was a casting mold. I need catfish oil. I guess I'm going to need to have a net. Fishing net. Going to need to have kelp. Oh boy, where I'm going to catch and catfish. I mean, yeah, I said tropical, but... Ay, caramba, you know, stuff like that. Alright, here we go, catfish. I see some fish, but if that is catfish right away, I'm so lucky. Ooh, more fish. Sea slug, really? I would swear finding sea slug would have been a lot more difficult, but apparently it's not. Catfish. Yeah. And the game crashed. Great. I just restarted the game already, because I was afraid it would crash. Alright, let's try it again. After starting up the game, I had to make 20 new of these things that I'm going to need for one of these workbenches. I had to remake this thing and do certain stuff over again. Catfish. Now maybe I should take my keys. Nope, I don't think that is going to work. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit stuck with this episode though. I will have to figure out, well, maybe you guys know where I can catch catfish. Maybe I should explore this part a little bit more. Could also be a thing. But you know what, it is fine. We got to do a lot of things, and I'm getting to a point where I'm just going to need to, go forward for a bit. And of course, I don't want to make the episode for too long. The house is done. I will just do the roof off camera, and you guys have a little bit space to, reply saying, okay, maybe you should paint it this certain color. I'm just not going to do anything extra until, plenty of days have passed. And then maybe you have something placed that I can do, and of course I will think of something after that to also do at the house.